Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday. Yes. Okay, we are talking about angels again. And first of all, I would like to say our Bible verse together several times, okay? This is John, 1 John 4:4. 1 John 4:4. Okay? You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. Okay? I am not a great singer, and I wish that I did not have my phone tied up so I could play it for you. But this verse I think this verse is used when they wrote this song. Do you remember the song? Greater is he that is in me, greater is he that is in me, greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Have you ever heard that? Okay, let's say it again. You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. Okay, 1 John 4:4. So I would like for you to work on knowing that Bible verse this week. Okay, we are going to move right along, and I want you somewhere on page 119 to write the word evil. Okay, evil. Evil is defined as sin and wickedness. Evil is a part of life on earth because of Adam and Eve's fall. Do you remember when Jesus prayed in his Lord's Prayer? He taught the disciples. Do you remember when Jesus prayed the Lord's Prayer? He taught the disciples to pray to be delivered from evil. Remember that in the Lord's Prayer? Deliver us from evil. Remember that? Jesus knew that even though Christians had a heavenly home, they would live in an evil world. Sadly, Christians sometimes suffer the physical and emotional effects of evil. Write a D in front of your word evil and tell me what it says. The devil. Yes, devil. Today's lesson is about a great evildoer, the devil. Now, I'm going to take a little bit of time, and I am going to read these Bible verses, so you might just want to relax a little bit. It's quite a few Bible verses. And I'm going to read Ezekiel 28:12 through 17. Ezekiel 28:12 through 17. Okay. Son of man, take up a dirge, which is a funeral poem to be sung, for the king of Tyre, and say to him, Thus says the Lord God, you had the full measure of perfection and the finishing touch of completeness, full of wisdom and perfect in beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone was your covering, the ruby, the topaz, and the diamond, the beryl, the onyx, and the jasper, the lapis lazuli, the turquoise, the emerald, and the gold. The workmanship of your settings and your sockets was in you. They were prepared. On the day that you were created, you were the anointed cherub who covers and protects, and I placed you there. You were on the holy mountain of God. You walked in the midst of the stones of fire, the sparkling jewels. You were blameless in your ways from the day you were created until unrighteousness and evil were found in you. Through the abundance of your commerce, you were internally filled with lawlessness and violence, and you sinned. Therefore, I have cast you out as a profane and unholy thing from the mountain of God, and I have destroyed you, O covering cherub, from the midst of the stones of fire. Your heart was proud and arrogant because of your beauty. You destroyed your wisdom for the sake of your splendor. I cast you to the ground. I lay you before kings that they might look at you. Okay? That was what Satan used to be. He used to be the most amazing angel ever until he got prideful and God basically threw him out of heaven. Okay? Let's read Isaiah 14:12 through 15. Isaiah 14:12 through 15. How you have fallen from heaven, O star of the morning, light bringer, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the ground, you who have weakened the nations, king of Babylon. But you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven. I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit on the mount of assembly in the remote parts of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. But in fact, you will be brought down to Sheol, to the remote recesses of the pit, the region of the dead. Satan's goal was to be more powerful than God. Satan is created. Now, sometimes people get very fearful of Satan, and honestly, we are no match for Satan. But when we have God on our side, we are fine, because Satan is created by God, and God is more powerful than Satan. But Satan, if we're going into a battle with Satan all by ourselves, Satan is more powerful than we are without God. But always remember, if you find yourself in a place that you feel like Satan is really attacking you, call on God. Always make sure that He is your helper. Okay? We are in Revelation 12, 7 through 12. And war broke out in heaven. Michael, the archangel, and his angels waging war with the dragon. The dragon and his angels fought. But they were not strong enough and did not prevail, and there was no longer a place found for them in heaven. And the great dragon was thrown down, the age-old serpent who is called the devil and Satan, he who continually deceives and seduces the entire inhabited world. He was thrown down to the earth, and his angels were thrown down with him. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven saying, Now the salvation and the power and the kingdom, dominion, reign of our God and the authority of his Christ has come. For the accuser of our believing brothers and sisters have been thrown down at last. He who accuses them and keeps bringing charges of sinful behavior against them before our God day and night. And they overcame and conquered him because of the blood of the Lamb and because of the word of their testimony. For they did not love their life and renounce their faith even when faced with death. Therefore rejoice, O heavens, and you who dwell in them in the presence of God. Woe to the earth and the sea, that because of the devil has come down to you in great wrath, knowing that he has only a short time remaining. So Satan knows that he has no chance now. He has made bad decisions, and now he's going after everybody to get as many people as he can to follow him. But in the end, he doesn't win. We know that. Okay, we are, let's go back for just a minute. In Ezekiel, it was describing, that was the first passage, it was describing Satan as being perfect and beautiful when he was created. He apparently enjoyed fellowship with God, and he was allowed access to the Garden of Eden. We all know about the Garden of Eden, right? However, Satan sinned. In verse 17 says that Satan was proud, and that pride led to the sin against God. He was thrown out of heaven and forced to live on earth. Our second set of passages that we read was in Isaiah. This passage shows how Satan wanted to be as great as God. His pride and attempt to place himself equal to God resulted in the irrevocable consequence of God's righteous judgment for sin. The last one I read was in Revelation, the last book in the Bible. It describes a war in heaven. Satan and his fallen angels, the ones who agree with him, fight against God's forces. Satan and his army were what? Defeated. God will always be victorious. Okay, I was looking to see. I was thinking there was some passage I was going to read. But anyway, I guess I changed my mind. Describe how Satan looked when God created him. Beautiful, perfect. What caused Satan to sin against God? He was proud. He thought he could be like God. According to Revelation 12, 7 through 12, those are the passages we read. Who wins the war in heaven? God's army, God's angels. What happened to Satan and his followers in this passage? They were thrown out of heaven and came to earth. Yes. Who has won the victory over Satan? Jesus. Jesus has won the victory. How did he do this? He died on the cross and rose again to save all people from their sins. Why do you think that? Do you remember when Jesus fasted 40 days and Satan came to him? This was before the crucifixion. Why do you think Satan came to him and was tempting him? Satan didn't want Jesus to win, but he did. Okay, I would like for you, it's on page 119, Satan or the devil is referred to by many times in the Bible. But no matter his name, Satan always plots evil against God. It says work with a partner, so work with your mom and dad, or if your parents allow you to use the message feature on LMS, I'm fine with you messaging a friend and working with them. To read the references listed and underline the name for Satan that appears in the references. Okay, I read Isaiah 14:12. You can read Luke yourself. You can read Matthew yourself, 2 Corinthians yourself, John yourself. I read Revelations 12:7, and you can read 1 Peter yourself. Also at the bottom it says read James 4:7 through 8. And I'm trying to see, I had written down something, and for some reason I'm confusing myself as to why I wrote it down. So I hope it's not important because I can't seem to find why I would have written that down. Maybe it's for tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope that you will take time and read those scripture verses. I hope that you will fill in those answers to the best of your ability, because the more we do this, the more we learn about God. Have a great day. Bye-bye.